Hopefully you can hear me now.
I can hear you good.
Okay.
I can hear you like a champ. Everything good now?
Everything's good now. I had to switch to the laptop.
Okay. Well, I believe that we are live. Can anybody second that?
Yep.
All right. So we are live.
Yep.
You know what that means, right?
My bad.
You know what that means, right? We're on.
What? Oh, you're here?
We're on. This is season 2, episode 79. We're talking about electric paramotors today. You know, I mean, when I first started this podcast, I never even thought that I would be able to fly an electric paramotor. But this last Wednesday, I was able to. So this podcast is all about electric paramotors, what's in store for us as far as like the future of batteries and electric paramotors, possibly even go over the review. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody on the panel. We got Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, my friend. I do enjoy your Tuesday night show on ppgshane.com. Tell us a little bit about that real quick.
Well, it's just a bunch of guys and ladies hanging out, talking about anything and everything. It's literally sitting around a campfire without actually all the smoke. We're just having fun and we talk about paramotors, we talk about cooking, we talk about whatever pops up. If you want to ask a question during the chat, put it in the chat, or during the show. If you want to ask a question during the show, put it in the chat and we'll run with it. We go all over. It's not one particular thing. It's a no-brainer.
It sounds like fun. So how do we get there?
We should all go to ppgshane.com. It'll go to my YouTube channel, which is Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. And you'll find me there Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Central.
And
or Eastern.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification. We also got Brian. Hey, Bill Waller. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? It's another day in paradise, man.
It really is. Enjoy it. Now, were you able to fly today, or were you just hanging out, or what?
No, I got out there to lay out my wing, man, and let a balloon go, and it went up and started going pretty fast. And I pulled up the radar, and there's a thunderstorm about 20 miles south of me heading my way. So I forego flying this morning, but the 2 mornings before that, I had a nice hour-long flight. Just a great flight, man, for sure. So been lucky. Get to fly on the 4th of July.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how do people watch your YouTube and your shenanigans?
Yeah, you can go to ppgbrian.com. You can check me out on YouTube. I make a few videos about paramotors and some other stuff.
That's cool. Digging it. We also got Linda Anderson. She is our cheerleader. She has a very famous son out there that does something on Thursday nights. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your .coms, and your son.
Yeah. Hi, y'all. Welcome. I'm the mom of Robert Michaels, who hosts ParaglidingTalk.com on Thursday nights. It's a fun show. We all hang out, lots of laughs, lots of shenanigans. We talk about a lot of different things. I've learned a lot every time I watch it. It's a lot of fun. But you can find me on ParamontUSA.com.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Linda. And of course, if you guys want to be on the show, just get up with Linda Anderson. Just go to ParamontUSA.com. It forwards to our Facebook page and just message her and say, hey, I want to be on ClearPropTV.com. We also got JP Tool in the house. I think that he said that his internet is not all that good, but as far as I know, he is the TikTok master. What's been going on with you, brother?
It's true. I am a TikTok legend, basically. I'm kind of a big deal. I'm pretty famous. I don't know if you guys can hear me. My internet has been in and out. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, go to jptulo.com. Hit me up on Instagram, JP2Lo, YouTube, JP2Lo, all sorts of JP. So, yeah, I just like to make short little clips. It's all in fun, nothing serious, whatever. Just have fun with it. That's what it's all about, right?
TikTok too low.
Yeah, TikTok too. Hey, real quick, JP. You had a cat that did something on your TikTok. You had like millions of views. What is it up to right now?
I think it's right around. Last I checked, it was at 1.9 million.
Wow, you are
Which
famous.
is like, yeah. Well, TikTok views are a lot easier than YouTube views, so because they're like 10-second clips, So
I might have to try that eventually.
yeah.
Hey, we also got who's that? Will Fly? WillFlyPPG.com. He's here. What's up, buddy?
Good to be with you. Yeah, I like flying paramotors and I like making videos. You can find me at willflyppg.com or willfly on YouTube. And where'd you go, JP? Hey, your internet's slow. I understand that. You're in Ohio, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I just wanted you to know that North Carolina is first in internet.
yeah, here we go.
First in flight, first in internet, man.
I got news for you. The internet was born in Ohio, so.
Hey.
But is Al Gore from Ohio?
Yeah. Yeah, he invented it.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Well, guys, appreciate you guys being on the panel. And tonight's guest, we have Neal Zeman. Is that correct? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Zeman.
And Neal was very gracious enough on Wednesday to let me do an unboxing of his electric paramotor. We put it together and he let me take it up for a spin. And let me tell you, that was absolutely incredible. This whole podcast now is about that electric paramotor. And if you guys have an electric paramotor or you want to know more about it or ask questions, please ask questions in the chat. I think Shane and Will are going to be keeping an eye on that. So let's go ahead and talk with Neal. Neal, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here, buddy.
Nice to be here. I think I'm the only one without a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and if you go to paramotorguest.com, it forwards over to your Facebook. So if you guys want to see his Facebook and say, hey, I want to be your friend, make sure you go to paramotorguest.com. It forwards over to his YouTube. Now, what got you, well, before we start going into the electric paramotor thing, Neal, tell us a little bit about your background. I know that in the description down below, we do have a little bio about yourself, but tell us a little bit about yourself real quick since you're here.
Yeah, I was... I really don't know where to start. I'm a big nerd. I have way too many hobbies. I've done everything from skydiving to scuba diving. I joined the Navy when I was 17, went into nuclear engineering, served above board submarines, got out, went to college in Arizona, where I was fortunate enough to learn how to hang glide. I went hang gliding all over the United States, made my way up to a hang glider instructor, and I eventually moved back home to Arkansas to be with my mom after my dad died. So I got married, had a little girl, and kind of dropped out of hang gliding for a while. There's a big difference between the environments in Arizona and Arkansas about how the people get together and fly. So I dropped out for a little while. When I got back in, I decided that I was going to change over to paragliding because I like the fact that I don't have to drive 3 hours to go to a mountain. I can fly a paramotor. So that's where I'm at now, is I'm getting ready to start paramotoring. And I bought an electric paramotor because I cannot keep two-stroke gas engines running. My weed eater dies after a year, and I figured the paramotor is probably too expensive to buy a new one every year.
That is true. The motors are kind of expensive, and they do take a lot. I mean, the more you use them, the more you got to maintenance them. Unfortunately, I'm on another 100-hour maintenance already, so replacing a bunch of stuff does cost hundreds of dollars. Now, you do have the electric paramotor.
Yes.
And if you wanted to get another battery, we determined that it was, what, $1,800 for a second battery?
Well, it's $1,800, but as an owner of their electric paramotor, they do give you a $400 discount. So, although it's still steep at $1,400, it is a little bit of a bonus.
Gotcha.
Why would anyone buy the battery if they didn't own the?
It comes with one as the package, but you could buy a second or third one to charge while you're flying.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. I think that's a ticket, especially if you have a way to hook it up to your vehicle or some way of charging it in the field. So, you can. I don't know how long it takes to charge. Probably a while, but
it's about 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After we.
Oh, that's a ticket right there. If you show up to the field in the morning with 2 charged batteries, you fly with one, you land, you plug it in, you fly your second battery. By the time that's done, you almost have 3 batteries to fly in the morning, and then charge them all and have them ready for the evening. Again, it's not a terrible idea. I think, yeah.
Yeah, not bad. I would love to get an electric paramotor. I think it'd be really great. Hey, Kent Stamey, thank you so much. I see that $10 donation that you gave in the super chat. I also see that you're green. You got a green membership, so you're actually a member of this channel. We appreciate your support. See that cool little thing that he's got next to his name? That's because he became a member. So we appreciate you, buddy. Remember, anytime that you guys donate in the chat, or if you become a member, actually right now, I was going to say that if you become a member, and we have different tiers, we'll go ahead and send you a free Paramotor calendar once I get all the calendars in from Canada. So thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate you. Got a couple of. What's that?
My calendar is. I already ordered my calendar from the website, and it should be already shipped. I should be getting it any minute, unless it's got to go through you.
Well,
Does it got to go through you, Sean?
No, if you ordered it on the website, it's going through Jim. And if you would have waited, I was going to send everybody on the panel a free one. But whatever you want to do. Hey, the more you donate, the better. So it's no big deal.
I'm just going to point out that February is a great picture, just so you know.
Well, for people that don't know, what's February?
I'm excited.
That would be me, just so you know.
Cool.
Unless I seen the picture wrong, but I think it's.
I'm
February.
Because February is the shortest month, and they wanted to get rid of that picture.
Oh man, JP.
That's kind of like being born in. They just hurry up and get rid of you so you can do great things elsewhere.
Hey, Neal, since you let me fly your paramotor, I'm going to get you a calendar for free also. So we appreciate it. Well, thank you very much. I enjoy this. Now, when are you going to be able to fly? Because you free fly, right? So
yeah, I'm going to be going out this upcoming week and trying to get in the air with it.
You are. Have you gone through an instructor, or are you just?
I was going through Britton Shaw,
Uh-huh.
and I'll probably hit him up sometime this week. He's been doing a lot of free flying in Buffalo and Panorama right now.
Okay. Now, well, all right. So you already got him as an instructor. He's already going to train, right? Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. You know what I'd like to do is I like to charge that battery 100%. And then take it up. I'd love to take it up. Well, maybe you're going to have to take it up first. But I'd love to take it up and see how long it really lasts. I mean, will it really last for an hour? Will it last a little bit more? If I midday fly and try to get some lift and do some thermaling, will the battery last longer? If it does, how much longer? So many questions.
Yeah, I think everyone that's flying them right now is learning it, because this paramotor only came out this month. It's brand new. I was, I think, 100 down the line of getting them. So we're in the first 100 of them shipping.
So that's fresh, but at the same time, there's still a decent amount of production, which I think an interesting thing is that there's going to be software updates for the
Yes.
speed controller, which is, awesome. I hope they stick with it. And, not that there's going to be bugs, but there's always bugs. And to have the opportunity to phase that out with patches is good.
There's a lot of people that have already asked about the battery and what happens if it catches on fire, and has it caught on fire? And if it does, what do you do about it? I mean, that seems to be a concern. Have you heard anything about fires with these batteries?
I haven't heard anything about fires on them. I do know that there was a Tesla Plaid car that just got on fire, but still the fires on electric vehicles are still a lot lower than gas-powered vehicles.
Okay.
We had a guy on the show here that had a battery, LiPo battery for his electric start that caught on fire, and he had to land it. Remember, and it was right beside his fuel tank.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
He did a spiral down to the ground from like 500,000 feet, land as quick as he could.
I'd spiral down too. I don't know. It sounds kind of scary, but I don't know. I don't worry about when I'm flying a paramotor. I don't worry about the gas tank catching on fire. I don't worry about, collapses on the wings. I don't worry about the lines breaking, me plummeting to the ground. Honestly, when I'm flying, I feel the most relaxed I've ever been in my entire life. So we do have a question in the chat from Captain Braylon. Since you don't have an exhaust, how do you have a smoke system, and how does that work? I don't know. Don't people that do the parachute thing, they have something they can connect to their feet and it burns?
That's smoke bombs.
Smoke bombs, right? And that lasts for about a minute or so. So I guess you could put that on. What do you guys know about that? Anything?
I mean, like
You can vape.
you could use one of those. Canister. You know what I'm talking about? The canisters.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've been looking at them too, but they're kind of expensive. What do you think, Neal?
That I'm not sure. I haven't gotten to that point of flying yet.
You know what else is expensive? Drilling a hole in your $600 exhaust.
Yes.
What was it Shane saying? You just vape?
Shane
Yeah, I
just
just
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
that's a lot of vaping, I think. Let's see. Somebody said also too that this paramotor is not the first paramotor that OpenPPG has made. The first one I think they made was the one that has 4 different motors and they have them spinning the opposite way, so there's no torque. But the efficiency sucks on it, so I think they stopped doing that one. Is that correct, Neal?
Yeah, they've went away from it because efficiency. It was getting 15 to 25 minute flight times. They also used a more like a smaller Bonka battery that you hook several in series instead of one big battery.
I wonder what would work better. Do you have any idea?
They went to the big battery because of the capacity of it. It's more of a streamlined design. Instead of having 4 to 6 little cases, they went to a customized battery.
Right.
Okay, hear me out. Ready? Electric paramotor, okay? With a rechargeable battery on board with a small 2-stroke weed eater engine to recharge the battery, not to spin the prop. Just like a hybrid vehicle. What do you guys think?
No, man, you got to use a small turbine, jet turbine.
Okay, yeah. Powered by the wind, right?
You got a jet-powered paramotor.
Ooh,
It's just a little bitty mini turbine, man. Will produce a lot of electricity.
I like it. I like it.
Have you seen that hang glider that has that jet turbine on the back of him?
Yes.
Has Red Bull thing, right?
Is it-
That was
is
pretty
Yeah,
it
yeah,
a-
yeah.
It's like a wing suit, right? It's like a rigid wing suit.
yeah.
Talking about that guy?
No, it actually
Yeah.
had a hang glider, and then
Okay.
on the suit, while he's flying the hang glider, the fixed wing, he had a jet engine on it.
Back in the late 90s, there was a paragliding or hang gliding school down in Florida that put a military APU jetpack on their Dragonfly tug. So they could actually pull you up with a jet-powered ultralight.
Let
And
me know if this is terrible, guys.
Yes, that's the one I remember.
they actually could tow a hang glider up to 18,000 feet with it.
Wow. 18,000 feet.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it took a while to get up there, but their
Take a
normal
little
tow,
tank up there with you?
their normal tow is up to 2,500.
So I got a question about your electric paramotor. I mean, does it have like a voltage gauge that you keep
Yes,
an eye on? So
It
you know,
has on the controller, it has the voltage on it, it has an amp meter on it, and it has capacity left.
okay. So it basically tells you how much flight time you got left with capacity left.
Yes, of capacity.
Okay. Have you ever flown it to, was it, near zero capacity, and what happened?
I haven't flown it yet. I just got it Wednesday.
Wait,
Okay.
Sean flew it and you haven't flown it?
I
Wow.
haven't flown it.
Oh, well, you're still new. Relatively
Yeah, I'm still new to paramotor.
new,
So,
right?
so you haven't flown a gas-powered paramotor either then?
Nope.
Okay. Got you.
Okay.
That thing is fascinating,
Will
Isn't
wants
it?
one, don't you?
isn't it? I mean, that's amazing, man. How
Yeah,
long
he
ago
can
was
I mean,
it?
it's only got like
weekend.
it only has like a minute and a half worth of fuel.
Can you make it over? Can you make it over 50? Asking for a friend. Can you make it over on the electric paramotor? Can you make it over 4950? 400 or 4,900?
Can you go up to a mile? A mile high?
As long as you got battery capacity, I'm assuming so, because you don't have the problem with carburation. So you don't have a fuel air mixture that changes.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
You don't have to
you
have-
the same loss of lift from the wing, but yeah, you have no change in thrust.
Yeah, no change in thrust. So you're limited by the lift of your wing.
When was that, JP? How long ago was that Rocket Man?
Let me check here.
I mean, technically, I
That guy
guess
was,
you
that
would
guy
have
was probably
changed.
born.
That video was
ahead.
posted February of 2020.
2020. Man, what a freaking sport that would be.
And this is
Wow.
what I was talking about. See, the hang glider has a jet on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Can I help you?
So it's
mean,
not
that-
that big. We could actually have a little jet like that on our paramotor, I think.
I mean, there's automotive makers that have tried to pair jet turbines with hybrid vehicles, as a charging source for the batteries. I mean, the technology is out there. I haven't heard anybody putting it on a paramotor. That would be freaking awesome.
I think the throttle response isn't very.
Oh no,
doesn't
it's
feel
that's the problem. A jet turbine really needs to run at a very high constant RPM,
constant,
and you
exactly.
need a different type of transmission.
Right.
Back in the 60s, Chrysler had a turbine powered car. And they produced, I think, 300 or 400 of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I saw that on Jay Lena's garage. It's really,
He's
really
got the-
cool.
Only one that's operating right now.
Right. And it was
They
actually
made a jet powered motorcycle too. Jay Leno's got one of the only ones.
a Y2K.
Yeah, that's it.
I pulled up next to one of those in traffic once. It sounded like a freaking jet, like pulling up next to a fighter jet. It was the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It was really cool. Really cool. Not a bad way to spend $100,000 either.
Well, you know, when you're rich, I guess you can do anything. JP, was that your question about what kind of battery is it?
Yeah,
Was
did
that
you ever
the
find out
chat?
what kind of battery technology they're using? No?
No, I'm not sure on it.
I wonder if it's on the site. It's OpenPPG, you said?
Yeah, it's openppg.com.
OpenPPG.com.
And where are these made?
They're in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Birthplace of aviation. How about that?
Oh,
Birthplace.
Nice to see Ohio getting the game finally.
oh man.
Shots fired.
That's fire.
That was awesome. Got him.
That's hilarious. Shane's on a little bit of a delay, so y'all just give him a second. He'll catch up.
I'll be all right.
Sean, what did you think about flying this electric paramotor, man? Since you're the only one that's flown it.
Well, I don't know. I before I flew it, I was thinking, you know, well, number one, the throttle's on the other hand. It's a left-handed throttle, and I'm used to the right-handed. So I'm like, okay, what's the difference on this? And there's different modes. There's a beginner mode, there's a sport mode, and real quick, Neal, what's the difference in the modes on?
It's the percentage power that they can go up to. The cruise mode is like 60% a limit. It won't go from 60 to 100% thrust.
On what? On the basic or what?
Well, I know it has the basic and I know it has the sport. The basic will only go up to 60% of the sport.
Okay. Because I was running on the sport, and when I went full throttle, I felt like I had a jet on my back. I mean, the angle, I mean, I was flying like this and my wing was way behind me. I'm like, holy crap. And all I see is the sky and it was awesome. I'm like, I hope I don't parachute, but there was enough thrust that it just kept me going up, and I was really impressed. I guess I could pull up that video and show you, but I really loved it. I am really thinking about getting one. In the chat, was it Greg that has the first version of the OpenPPG? Is that what I saw? Greg Jensen?
Yep, he made a comment in the chat about having the X4.
Yeah. Greg, if you want to jump on and chat with us and let us know what you think about that first version, I just put that passcode in there. Let me pull up the video. I just did the video, and I just posted it not too long ago. It was pretty awesome. I guess we could put it up. I don't know. Maybe later. Maybe later. Let's go ahead and continue to chat with Neal since he's on here. Neal, you're gonna be going up pretty soon, you said, right? So you're actually training on the electric paramotor.
Yeah. One of the things that I found that I liked about the electric paramotor is if you're not squeezing the throttle, it's not idling. The prop's not spinning. So all your ground handling doesn't have an idling motor behind you. So you can get your wing to kite above you and then turn around or launch forward launch. And until you need the throttle, you don't have the spinning prop.
Yeah, but when I was doing that reverse, for some reason it turned itself off or something happened. And when I was ready to go, I had nothing. I had to turn around and kite the wing again and double click that button.
I'm not sure if there's a time limit, which would kind of suck if you're free flying the wing, like thermaling with the wing and it turned off and you needed to start it up real quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe, but it was on, right? I mean, we did have it on. Okay, Greg, I see you in the waiting room. I'm letting you join. So
Is there a cruise control on this? Since it's electric paramotor, there's not technically a throttle cable. Does it have any sort of a cruise built into the throttle control?
I didn't see one, but I think that they said that they can do updates on it because it's all electric, so they can actually do software updates to do different things.
I heard him mention that. I watched the SP140, like the unboxing by OpenPPG, and they do mention that. If I remember correctly, I think they said that it's not a feature at this moment, but it will be. For
I mean, if you're thermaling and stuff like that, I could see where electric paramotor would be awesome. Not having to worry about your engine getting cold and having to be able to recrank it. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that Neal will let me take it up and thermal with it one day, just to see how much thrust and how much of that 1 hour battery I can actually use. Neal, real quick, we got Greg on here. He apparently has that first version. Greg, so you had the first version. What'd you think about it?
It's an amazing machine to fly because there's absolutely no torque. I learned on a Blackhawk 125, and my very first takeoff, I was leaning hard on the left brake and leaning hard on the left risers and trying to fly runway heading because I was trained to fly runway heading. And then my instructor's piping up in the earphones going, yeah, we usually do a right-hand pattern real quick on those because of the torque, because you can't fight it. With the X4, it just makes it so easy for a noob, right? Like I had 10 flights on the Blackhawk, but with the X4, it's just, you just punch it, it goes. It's just, you know, I height the wing, I get it stable, squeeze the trigger down. You know, you just push. I got a thumb one on it. You just push it, and you're in the air. It's dead simple. Once you know it's going to go, it's going to go.
They said
it feels very solid, trustworthy.
Yeah, they said that they were going to stop making that, or they did stop making it. Is that correct?
They stopped producing it as an assembled unit. They used to sell it. They would charge like an extra $500 or $700 to ship it to you assembled, but you could buy it as a kit, a bunch of bolts and carbon plates, and it takes probably, well, I guess if you're really at it, you could put it together in a weekend or two. I took my time and bought some upgrade parts here and there, and it took me about 3 months to put it together, and then another 3 months for the weather to turn good. But they don't sell it as an assembled unit, so it really is a do-it-yourself kit, like a kit PPG, I guess.
Is this the one that actually folds down to like a briefcase?
Yeah. That's the other advantage of having the 4 small propellers is you line them up and then the arms fold in, and it doesn't take up much more room in the back of the car than my wing does. And I can put, because it's not fuel, I can put it in the back of an SUV, right? I don't have to have a carrier outside the vehicle at all for it.
That's cool.
Very cool. It makes the, paramotoring I got into because it was the most convenient and easiest and most accessible way there is to fly. And the X4 just made it that much more convenient and easy.
Neal, do you remember how much your paramotor weighs?
Right at 76 pounds.
76 pounds, and that's with the battery and ready to go fly, right?
Yeah, that's
mine's about 60. I'm a little bit lighter.
Is there a difference in flight time?
The single prop, of course, is a lot more efficient than 4 little ones. I'm flying with maximum battery you want to carry, so it's about 60 pounds. I think the battery capacity is about equal to Neal's machine, the SP140. I got 4 kilowatt hours of energy. My maximum flight right now, 25 minutes. Because I like to hit the field with enough time to make sure I got to go around. And I don't have a lot of real good outs where I fly. It's quite mountainous and forested. So I've been, stretching my batteries a little bit more. But yeah, 25, 30 minutes people do quite often if you don't go high. I have to go high in order to clear trees.
Gotcha. No, Neal, your battery is an hour battery, right? So there's an hour battery and there's a half an hour battery. Is that correct?
Yes.
So is there a difference in weight or size?
About 20 pounds weight difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big difference.
Yep.
The paramotor without the
There you go.
battery is 36 pounds, and the battery is about 40 pounds.
Sean, which one are you flying with here? Is that the hour battery or the 30-minute battery?
This is the hour battery, and I'm not used to, carrying a motor on my back because I have the Angel, which basically can be kept on its skids until I'm ready to go fly. So this is the first time I actually held something on my back, and it was pretty darn heavy. However, as soon as I did the reverse and it got that above my head, all the weight of the paramotor went bye-bye. And right here, I turned around, was ready to go, and then it wasn't doing anything. So
you forgot to arm the motors.
It was already armed. That's
Oh.
what
You
was
had
strange. I don't know if
double-clicked
it turned. I don't know if it turns off or what.
Or you might have double-clicked it inadvertently while you were kiting.
Disarm it with the same.
Did you remember to prime it?
Yeah.
Are you warming the exhaust up to a certain temperature?
Right.
Yeah.
So this was almost, this was not very much wind. I was really surprised I was able to even do a reverse. But man, I threw that power on, and it took me up. I bet you anything, the difference between that and a Moster 185 is this probably has about 35% more thrust and more power than the Moster 185 does. And I use a Helix too. So I took this thing out for about a 20-minute spin.
I know you just got it and you don't know the answer to this question yet, but I know there's a difference. I wonder what the difference between, flying at 80 degrees Fahrenheit and 40 degrees Fahrenheit has on the battery life. I know that the colder the battery is, the less flight time you have. For example, I had a Segway I used to use for work, and we got almost 4 hours out of the batteries on a summer day and almost less than 2 hours on a winter day. So it had a huge difference.
Yeah, surprising. I don't know how the SP140 will work out, but for the X4, I did notice that if the first few times that I flew it, it was taking me a long time to set it up. And if it was cold outside, I was flying the first few flights in January, February, and 5 degrees C, right? The batteries would get cold, and then so my first climb out would be a little soft. I'd look at the amp meter readout, and it'd be a little bit low, and going, oh yeah, my batteries are cold. And I just do a circuit, come around, hit it again. Oh, now they're warmed up, and the amp draw comes back up as the battery's warmed up. Just recently I flew. We had a really big heat wave here. We were under a heat dome, and I waited for it to cool off. So it was only 30 degrees outside, 30 degrees C. So what is that, about 100? And the batteries were lighting, were good right away, but that kind of heat almost could feel like density altitude with it. But the batteries were fine at that temperature, and they didn't even warm up at all.
Does this thing
normally? Cold batteries are not good. Cold batteries are not good. If you want that thing to punch you, to have all the power, mind you, it's overpowered. But if you brought that out and let the battery chill down, it's not going to produce the power that you'd be used to it doing.
Gotcha. So it makes a significant difference then. I figured it probably would.
Yeah, lipos don't like to be cold. Take your cell phone out of your pocket while you're skiing, and it's going to die.
What, you look pretty excited there, Sean. What excited you the most about it?
Well, first of all, it's a 3-prop. I have a 3-prop for my Moster, but I got the 130. This is a 140. And the difference, I don't know if it's a difference in size, but his 140 is amazing. I don't have that weird harmonic that goes womp, 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 womp as I'm flying with my 3-prop. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get a 3-prop 140 and try that, since this one works so well. What I really liked was the thrust. It got my fat butt up quick. I mean, how many steps was it? It wasn't that many steps.
It was 2 or 3 steps.
I wasn't expecting all that extra thrust that I had. I mean, usually my Moster, with this wind, probably 8 steps. With this setup, it was 3 steps, and I was like in the air. I'm like, whoa! And I was climbing like crazy.
And it's quieter. It's quieter than my X4 too. I noticed that on the video.
Oh, is it quieter?
It's quieter than my X4 for sure. Those 4 little props buzzing away.
But it sounds like a drone.
I turn my hearing aids off.
Yeah, we can strap that.
You guys know if that's a
Moster 185 because it shares a common bolt pattern.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was
pattern's the
wondering. Yeah, that's one of the things I was wondering. Can I take this motor and put it on my Angel frame?
I'm not sure about that, but like I said, the prop.
Is it a standard reduction prop? Is it a 2.68 prop or a 2.87 prop? There's it can be the same bolt pattern and still not be the right prop.
I'm not really for sure. I mean, we can size it up one day when I come over.
Yeah, it has to do with the pitch, I believe.
Mine's a 2.68 for my Moster, and I made sure when I got the prop that it was a 2.68 reduction pitch. But there's nothing on the prop that tells me what the pitch is. So, anyways, I'm just I do an overview of what I felt, how awesome it was. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more weight shift, but all in all, that I just love the thrust. I was like, this is cool. I wish that I had I was able to switch from my right hand to my left hand as far as like the ability to maybe unplug, the throttle and plug it in. Oh, the throttle cable itself was like a plug that you plug into a wall from a vacuum cleaner. It was the same feel. It was just like a vacuum cleaner type of feel. It wasn't like a throttle handle, which was a little bit more thicker. It just felt like a regular, just a regular cable, which was different.
Yeah, my throttle cable just feels like the electric cable. It feels like a cable you'd plug your cell phone into to charge it, like a charging cable, about the same kind of feel, a little bit longer. I don't know about the SP140, Neal, probably, but on my X4, you can actually switch the throttle to the other hand. You just change the code. You can go online with it plugged into the computer and select it for right hand or left hand, or you can select it for metric units or imperial units, but you can select it for right hand readout so that the readout is upside up when you've got it in your right hand, and then you just route the cable around to the right side and you're done. I'm pretty sure the SP140 would do that, Neal, if you're more comfortable with the right hand, but I sort of got used to the left hand, so.
Yeah. Usually I'd probably, from everything I've read, I'd probably prefer the left hand because it's my non-dominant hand. That frees my dominant hand for, say, a reserve, a cell phone, communications, whatever else I need.
Yeah.
I wonder how we could switch it. I mean, I wonder if it was an easy switch. I don't even remember what it looked like, but could we have moved it from the left hand and moved it over to the right hand really easy? I don't remember. Do you remember, Neal?
I don't remember.
Yeah, my throttle is it's symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which hand you'd hold it in, except that if you have it in your right hand, for mine, the readout would be upside down. So when I'm looking at the voltage and amperage and time and temperature and altitude, all that information would be upside down. But you can just plug the thing into a computer or go into a website. The website recognizes the throttle, like there's a USB port on the throttle, and you just tell it that you want it set for right hand, and it flips the readout over. You just save it. In fact, actually on mine, I had to go an extra step. I had to save a file into the firmware. It was really not difficult to do. There's instructions on the site, but that's for my X4. I don't know how they're doing it on the SP140.
They said it was interchangeable, but they didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
They didn't provide an instruction book.
No.
So,
hey Neal, just to recap here, your paramotor, you have an hour flight time is what it's rated at with that battery, right?
Right.
How long does it take to actually change the battery out? Maybe 5 minutes? Is it pretty easy?
30 seconds.
You unplug a two-prong cord, basically like unplugging a cord from an outlet, and then you pull it up and out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
it's easier to change a battery than it is to fuel up a gas engine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
It takes me about 5 minutes to change my batteries, and I have like 8 plugs to unplug, 4 on each side, and then I have to unstrap a pair of batteries from the upper and lower rack as I got them mounted, and then put new ones. But I've only got 2 batteries, so I just fly with them once a day.
I tell you what, man, getting at an hour flight time, they're getting to where they're really feasible. There's so many things about electric paramotor to make it better than a gas powered one. Noise, torque, not having to worry about, cold engine restarts, and there's less parts to come off and go through the prop. It's just a lot of benefits to it, but the big drawback is flight time. And if you want to do any cross countries where you're going to be flying for hours, then I don't know.
Not going to work. The SP1 or my X4 is my first paramotor that I've owned, so I literally don't know what I'm missing as far as flight time. A 25-minute flight feels like a long time to me, but that's just me.
Have you ever flown it until the battery, ran out and you just came down?
The price of batteries, no. I don't want to push them. I'd like to arrive at the field with 10%.
It's not good for the batteries.
Yeah, it's not good for the batteries to push them. So
if you're flying and it says 0, does that mean it's 0? You better just come down, or 0, and you have
it'll
to
just get stuck. What'll happen is the voltage. It's not going to cut off on you because of safety. It wouldn't do that. What it'll do is the battery would sacrifice itself for what little bit of power you're going to ask for, but you're not going to have a lot. If you arrive at the field with, like say your voltage readout is good, in my case about 42, it'll be dead at 40. It's going to start dropping really quickly, and at 42 volts instead of the 44 or 45, it's at fully charged. I'm not going to have the thrust, so I'm going to be asking for a long go around. It ain't going to be there. So it's really not something you want to do, is arrive with the battery near its end, because it'll drop off in a hurry, almost like you've run out of gas, and then you'll be destroying a very expensive battery in the process.
Yeah, once your battery drops below a certain level, I think it automatically deploys your reserve.
Yeah, that would be cool, except that I don't fly with a reserve.
Oh, do you not?
I don't. Yeah, I fly as if I don't have a reserve, because I don't. So, like I said, I'm waiting for the sun to go down just a little bit farther tonight, and the thermals to ease off. The wind is going to be perfect.
What part of the country are you in? You wait for the sun to go down still?
Yeah, I'm on the wet coast over here. I'm actually in Vancouver, Canada, just a little bit west of Vancouver, if you can imagine.
Man, I bet that is a beautiful place to fly.
It is a beautiful place to fly. I was looking to see if I could share a picture here, but I'm not that familiar with Zoom. So if you, I just posted a couple on my Instagram. It's GREJEN711 on Instagram.
Okay. Do we have any questions in the chat?
I guess if folks wondering where the Lears are at, they must be out flying.
Yeah, they texted me that they're going to go out and fly for a little bit before they jump on.
Yeah, I just texted them, and Jade said that Eric just got done flying, and they're on their way home, so they should be here shortly.
Okay, good deal. Okay.
Question there, Sean.
Yes.
Everything battery operated that I've ever purchased, they says that it'll give you an hour, but in practical use of it, you end up getting 40 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. So when you say you get an hour of flight, are you basing that on what the manufacturer states, or is that, how do they rate that?
Eric just got done flying.
Anybody?
The manufacturer says that they got an hour battery and a half an hour battery, right, Neal?
Yeah. They're taking an average size paraglider with an average size pilot, and you get about an hour. From what I've been reading, one of the guys he was like 145 pounds. I think he was flying a 20 or 22 meter paraglider. He was getting like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. Now, the guy that was flying, that was 260 pounds and flying a 30 meter, he was only getting like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm flying, I'm at 185 pounds and flying a 28 meter wing. So I'm going to see how long I get.
Is there a projected lifespan of those batteries today?
They're claiming about 1,000 cycles.
Yeah,
minimum.
the batteries in my X4 that I'm flying, I'll be really lucky to get 300, 400 cycles if I don't push them. So that's why I don't push them. They're definitely, the lipos have more punch, but they don't have the cycle life that your batteries do, Neil. So one of the reasons I'm really interested in an SP140 myself.
And just so we covered it, which I think that we did, in case we missed it, how much did the first generation with the 4 engines, or the 4 motors cost? The one that you got, Greg?
In Canada, I tell people it was like 10 grand all in for my wing and my motor and everything. Batteries. The first batteries I purchased were $2,000 Canadian, and I went across the border and picked them up and forgot to tell Canadian government border officials that they were in the back of the car. The second one has cost me $1,000, and then there was the next set were $1,300 by the time I got them shipped to me. The motor. They sell the X4 kit for $3,200 US, and then on top of that you have to add a harness, which is $500, and you have to add your batteries, which are $1,000 or $1,200 US for 4. I've got 8, so that's that. And chargers, and you got to buy chargers. So you get it all together is about 7.
And that's with the prop also.
Oh yeah, with 4 props, and that's a nice thing. I caught another nice thing about the X4 that you're not going to have with the SP140 is if you catch a prop, it's $20. Well, $50 for a pair of them. You buy them in pairs because there's a right and a left. So I bought a couple of spare props a while back. It was $50.
Are those carbon?
No, mine are wood. Actually, I repaired one. Caught a loose battery strap, and it just broke the battery strap and put a small crack on the prop, and I just glued it back together with Gorilla Band super glue and some little bit of wood filler and cleaned it all up, tested it, make sure it was good, and away it went. Yeah, fixed really good.
Okay.
No duct tape.
No duct tape.
Oh man,
It's too small for duct tape.
And Neil, you got a couple of different prices for yours too, right? Because it depends on if you get the 3 prop or the 2 blade,
Right.
if you get the hour battery or the half-hour battery. So do you remember what the difference was and how much extra you had to pay?
I think the 3 prop is like $150 extra, and the hour to 2 hour battery was like $200 extra, or a half hour to hour battery. It was right around 150 or 200. I think it's like 6,900 for the 2 prop, and it was like 7,100 for the 3 prop. There was a $120 hazmat shipping fee for the battery though.
Yeah, for sure.
So altogether about 7,500 for an hour worth of flight.
Yeah, about 7,500.
And no
and then
fuel,
extra battery
and
pack was
no
what,
oil,
1,200.
no spark plugs, no maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Evening, guys.
Hey Walter.
How are you?
Am I sharing the screen properly? Can everybody see me flying?
Yeah, I can see you, but there's no video. It's just a picture.
Yeah, just a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the props. You got quad motors on there.
Yeah, I snapped that picture from the video just to get the props going through the sunlight perfectly. So yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So do y'all let your batteries cool? I know you talked about getting a second battery so you can just charge it and go back up. But it's my understanding with most battery packs, you're supposed to let them cool before you put them on the charger.
Mine don't warm up that much.
Is that right? Okay.
I'm just not abused. They're just overrated for what I'm doing. They're capable of probably putting 500 amps out. I'm using 260, 280 on a climb out. So I could hold the battery. I could hold my power down full, right, until the batteries were dead, and I wouldn't be over draining them.
So
Power. It wouldn't
landing,
heat up.
pulling your battery straight out, putting it straight on a charger is not an issue then.
Yeah, by the time I come home, they're cool enough to throw. And what I do is they're like I said, by the time I get home, they're cool enough. I put them on the chargers, and I do what's called a storage charge for LiPos. So you charge them up to about 50%, and then they just stay there overnight. The next morning, I look at the weather. If I'm going to fly, which I am, then I throw the chargers back on and charge them all the way up, and they're ready to go. So
That's balancing as well, right?
Yep.
How many cells are each of the batteries?
Mine are, I'm flying 6-cell batteries.
How many?
You can get a 7, and you connect them in two batteries in series. So basically, I'm running 12S. If you're used to LiPo nomenclature, I'm flying 12S, and I'm flying 4 packs of 22,000 milliamp hours, or 22 amp hours each. It adds up to about 4 kilowatt hours, which is just about exactly the same size, I think, as same capacity as Neal's battery. He's just getting a lot more efficient use out of it.
So, Greg, is your battery pack a lot lighter being lithium?
Oh, I'm sorry?
Is your battery pack lighter in weight?
Lighter. I think it's about the same weight as Neal's.
Okay.
I'm figuring 240. I got about 40 pounds of batteries, give or take, plus cables. So 41, 42 pounds of battery, and a 20-pound unit. So I'm about 60, a little over 60 pounds.
And Neal, Neal and Sean, I heard you say about the new batteries being the new type Tesla when they come out. It'll be a big reduction in weight and size with more power. So that'll be interesting whether it goes to an hour and a half, 2 hours.
They have the battery that I have is about 60% of the battery that they're putting in the new Teslas for storage and capacity per kilogram.
Yeah, per kilogram. Okay.
So just when that becomes where he can get a hold of them, that will be a 40% increase in flight time right there for the same weight.
Yep.
The 4160s. The biggest advantage, I've been watching the battery tech since I bought my X4. I've been watching battery tech and for like a hawk, and the biggest advances that I see coming will probably be in safety and cost, and not so much in energy density, overall gravimetric energy density. You'll see little bumps in gravimetric energy density. So like you said, 40% increase if we get a hold of some Tesla 4160 cells. Keep our fingers crossed, that would be fine. But they'll probably be cheaper and safer.
I got a question for Neal. Neal, do you, by any chance, or have you heard about charging it 50% and then charging it the rest of the time, or full all the way up to 100% before you're ready to go fly? Have you heard that before? Greg said that.
Yeah, I've heard that. I also fly the little remote control airplanes.
Yeah.
It's basically the same technology, but a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I have several chargers that will do, I think it'll go up to 8 or 10S. It won't do the 100-volt batteries, but you select it and you can charge it, the batteries, and store the batteries. But like I said, it's all just miniature versions of it.
Your batteries are the round cells, more like what's in a power tool or the electric cars are using, though, right? Yeah. So those are a lot less sensitive to being stored at charge.
Right.
The LiPo pouch cells that I'm flying, as like you say, they're basically giant. Well, they're giant quad batteries is what they are. They're giant drone batteries. right? I just have a lot of dry and trolling batteries, and those are pretty a little sensitive to being stored at full charge.
Right.
But like I said, you're going to get 1,000 cycles. I'm going to get 300, 400. I hope.
Well, that's a big difference.
It is, and that's why I was really interested in seeing the SP140 come out with using the regular lithium-ion batteries.
And
More
what
convenient.
what was the difference between your batteries and Neal's?
In terms of
The reason why yours have only about 300 cycles and Neal has 1,000.
I'm flying the lithium polymer pouch cells. They have a little higher gravimetric energy density, so they've been used in remote control airplanes for a long time. Basically, it's like a battery in your cell phone, except it's engineered for maximum power.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I could probably jump in my garage and go get one if you want to actually see the thing. One of my packs.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, hang on.
Hey, just a thought, but maybe we come up with a list of problems that you could have with electric paramotor versus a gas one. I know I can come up with a lot of problems for a gas-powered paramotor that we've had. Pull starts, exhaust, man. I mean, we can go on.
Spark plugs, bad fuel.
I mean, you take vibration out of the picture for the most part.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the vibration. There was no vibration. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Vibration and time will tear apart anything.
Noise.
I think, Sean, what I did notice is apart from a little bit of squeal from the motor, it's all prop noise. That's what I liked about it. So there's none of that ringing from the two-stroke that tends to really get in your ear after a while.
Yeah, I think that the only thing that it has is a high-pitched whining noise.
Yeah.
That kind of drowns out when you have your earmuffs on anyways, or if you're listening to music or what have you.
I'm guessing under full climb out that the prop noise of the gas and electric motors is dominant, and they're both just about as noisy. But when it's under a low RPM or idle, the noise will be significantly different.
Yep.
I heard an electric paramotor fly one time, and I was surprised on how loud it was, but most of the noise was coming from the prop.
And I make a lot of prop noise. I got 4 props. Neal's is definitely quieter. Yeah, just from hearing it.
Neal, by any chance, do you have the videos of you took of me while you were on the ground?
Yeah,
I was not able to get those from your OneDrive. It wouldn't give me access to see them. But if you have those, I'd love to see them. So if you can pull those up, and let's see, Greg. Let's see those.
Yeah.
Those
what I did to mount my batteries is I strapped a set of 4 together, and I've got 2 like this. Right. This is about 20 pounds. Yeah, and I've got and this is one of the reasons that the SP140 is a lot more convenient than mine, because I've got all of these. I have to plug all this in, right? 2 on the right, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and I have to hang this one and another one on the back of my motor, right? So it's a lot, and charging, of course, and we've got the balance taps on the back here, and so I set the chargers on top and plug it all in. And it's a lot of plugging and unplugging. Neal's is going to be a lot easier because basically all the charge intelligence is built into the pack, and all he has to do is plug it. Well, you watched it on your video, right? When you unboxed it, you just plug the thing in and flip the charger on, and away it goes. It's a whole lot simpler, and you can charge it in the machine, right? And I don't have to be mounting and dismounting it, because these are 6 cells each battery, right? And I'm running a 12S system. So when I go to fly, I have to hook them up in series, and then when I'm charging them, I have 6S chargers, so I got to unplug them to hook them into the charger. So a lot of plugging and unplugging. It's just one of the disadvantages with the X4. So I don't have maintenance on a 2-stroke, but I have to baby my batteries.
Right.
So, did you build that battery? Is that something you bought?
I strapped them together, right? you buy them. They come, I bought 4 at a time, so you get four sets of 6L packs, right? I strapped them together with strapping tape and doodads around the corner here to make sure it would stay together very, very solidly. And I've got an aluminum bracket on the top here, and there's that slips on the posts on my paramotor. So I just slap that on, and it sits there on the posts, on the aluminum posts. One up, one down.
We had an episode. Oh man, it's probably been 4 or 5 months ago now. Jordan Anger, he's out of Florida. I might be mistaken. I think he's an electrical engineer, and he's building his own electric paramotors. We had him on the show, and we talked all about Tesla batteries and stuff back then too.
Right.
But I'm just curious. You don't happen to know him, do you?
What was the name again?
Jordan Anger.
No, it doesn't sound familiar. I haven't run into him on the paramotor forums.
Well, we can put you in touch with him. I'm guessing the electric paramotor community is a small world still.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, he seems pretty sharp, and he's building his own unit. So
that'd be neat to see what he comes up with. I think one of the other efficiencies that you get with the SP140 is because it's a higher voltage system. And you'll probably see a lot of people in electric paramotors going to the higher voltage. So mine is lower voltage, and it'd be a more specialized pack.
Yeah, I was interested in the noise level, and I don't know if you guys seen Dave Wolf did a comparison with a dB meter on different motors and also aircrafts, and they're no noisier than a normal aircraft. I'd love to see the dB meter with this electric. What Neal's got, I think it'd be quite a lot of difference, lowering noise. That's what I noticed by Sean's video is it's just prop noise. So there's no motor, there's no ringing, there's no pulse of the exhaust.
Well, actually, we spun it up before we put the prop on, and there's a high pitched noise, and we put on hearing protection because it was loud.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That high pitched noise, I think that's coming from the interfaction between the speed controller and the motor, actually. Because if you're right at full throttle, I don't hear that high pitched whining on mine. I do hear it when I start to crack the throttle. I definitely hear that high pitched whistle. Because I get 4 of those speed controllers doing that, and then when it's going to full throttle, I don't wear hearing protection when I'm flying. I just unplug my hearing aids, and
I guess that's your.
I had the hearing aids long before I had the paramotor, it's not too bad. Most of the noises are props.
So really, Greg, Neal, you wouldn't know yet, but Brian, you were saying about the problems with a petrol motor. I think your list would be longer than your arm, but with the electric, you've really only got 2 or 3 things that's going to go wrong. Either your battery, your controller,
maybe the bearings on the motor eventually, but.
Yeah.
There's very little to go wrong. There's very little parts to break and go off through the prop. I mean, so many people lose props because something on their engine fell off.
Yeah.
One of the things that I used in justifying buying is my experience with electric drills and battery powered drills. There's very little. I mean, you can abuse the new battery powered drills, and they barely ever break on you.
Yeah.
They don't just quit. As long as you're watching your battery capacity, you just swap batteries out and you keep on going. I have a rigid drill, they have a lifetime warranty on their batteries and on their drills now.
Well, the early Tesla cars, which are over 10 years old, they're still going with their, well, a lot of them, I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them seems to still be going with their original battery pack, which is outstanding, 10 plus years. Yeah. And the new battery, Elon states 30 years of life. So that's something to look forward to.
Here is the video when we tried to run it up the first time. That top button, right?
Right.
We spooled it up. I don't know if we did. I don't know if we played or not, but it was really loud.
Yep.
Like annoying loud on the eardrums.
Ah, that's all right.
Does it sound? How does it sound that way with the prop on it?
You can hear the prop, and then you hear that high pitched whining noise underneath the prop. So it's the prop noise.
The old race cars.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
80s.
Okay, so this. Oh, this. Yeah, so it was pretty loud. It was loud and annoying.
Sean, do you reckon you hit the button when you were about to take off and lost the? Because the button does stick out a bit. I'm wondering if you knocked the button and
you have to double tap it, and it's not just a tap and a tap. It has to be like a quick tap tap. So I mean, and we were having problems with it. Matter of fact, that's one of the things that we were doing on here. That it was difficult to get the thing on.
Hey, Sean.
Is that 44? You got
When
the
I'm
throttle,
trying to-
sir. What's that?
When I'm trying to teach my mom how to double click a mouse, she has the same issue, so don't feel bad. I think it's just something.
Yeah, so check this out. That top button, right?
Right.
Yeah, it takes a few. Yeah, getting used to.
So it seems like it'd be pretty simple for somebody to make a Bluetooth version of this. That way you don't have to have a throttle hand. You can put it in either hand anytime.
That's what I'd like. That's what I
Bluetooth
like.
is going to be lag. They call that
Yeah,
latency.
lag, and you'd worry about the wireless connection. I'd want a wired connection. And at first I found a double click a little annoying as well, because it was like tap, tap, oh, yeah. And I'd reach with my other hand and tap it very deliberately, click, click, and then it would go. But in use, it feels safer that way, because I know I'm not going to inadvertently hit it twice quickly.
Right.
It has to be a very deliberate double tap. And there's just no way kiting, if I'm kiting the wing and getting busy to do something else, I'm not going to double tap that thing inadvertently.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking too. So I don't know how it went from, me revving it up to,
I don't know how you would have,
I mean, does it just turn off after a certain amount of time of inactivity or what? I don't know. Neal, do you know if it turns off?
That I haven't found out yet.
Okay. We're able to find any of those videos by any chance?
Mine doesn't.
No, I haven't. They're on my phone and transferring. I got the laptop set up for school, so a lot of things I don't have on this laptop.
Yeah. Neal, on yours, when you plug the batteries in, is there a switch as well? Like
No, there's not.
There's not. So as soon as you plug the batteries in, the controller will activate.
Right.
Right. Is there and there's no what's the indication that it's activated besides maybe it buzzes and the lights come up?
You hear a beep. There's a beep to it, and
Annoying beep.
And it keeps beeping until you arm it.
Right. Annoying beep.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be an annoying beep.
It's very annoying.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that we found out when we put this in and we plugged it in. It was like just a non-stop annoying beep.
Is there anything that holds the battery in, or is it just the weight?
So as soon as he plugs it in, this is what we hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just arming.
Even more
So
annoying than mine.
44%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how it has the altimeter too. That was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
altimeter's neat.
Yeah.
Neal, can you reach that switch, your master switch? Can you reach that from the seat, or have you tried?
There is no master switch on it.
Oh, right, there's no master switch, right?
Yeah, as soon as you plug it in,
right? Because I use that as my.
Guess
start,
we'll find out, right?
From the front.
I leave my master switches off until because I would be reaching through the propeller to plug it in.
Yeah, as soon as you plug it, it makes that noise.
So you don't want anybody else near that throttle while you're plugging the battery in, because your hands are through the prop while you're doing it.
Yeah, you can on that one. You can actually plug in from the front. So
okay, yeah, of course you would be able to.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Enough that you don't have to reach through the front.
Yeah, you could reach from the front and do that. Yeah, for sure, I would be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until you just said it. It's like, I didn't even think about it. It's like we're behind it, plugging it in.
Yeah. Well, it's just how much you want to trust that the electronics are not going to glitch. The odds of them glitching in that particular way at that particular moment is probably infinitesimal, but why take the chance? I leave my switches off because I have master switches. I leave them off, and then I get the unit on my back, and then I switch. Then I reach around and flip the switches on, and then it starts beeping. I actually clear prop before I do that too. So,
Neal, your motor, do you know what the output is of the motor? Like,
I told Transport Canada it was 10 kilowatt hours or 10 kilowatts. So we're about 13 horse.
Is that all?
Sorry? Is that all? Mine is a lot lighter. Neal's, yours is probably closer to 15 to 18 horse, I'm thinking. It's got a lot more power than mine. I'm a little bit.
I'm really not sure on that.
Because what I did was I just multiplied the load voltage by the amperage that it pulls when I've got it under full throttle, and that comes when on freshly charged batteries, it comes up to about 10, 11 kilowatts. So it was about 13, 14 horse.
Wow.
And it feels like lots of thrust because it's there all at once, right?
Yeah, it's torque. Yeah.
Well, I don't have the torque, right? Because I've got 4 small props. Neal will have the torque too, but I definitely got the thrust.
Yeah, plus he's spinning the 140 prop too, which is going to give it a lot of torque. Yeah. Neal, you haven't flown it yet, but Sean, did you notice any torque to the right or left or anything like that from the power?
No different than the Moster 185. So, I'm used to having the torque that goes off to the right. So, I was just used to it. Matter of fact, on the video that you saw, it torqued just a little bit, but not that much. I mean, I pretty much went up pretty straight. That's what I was noticing. Yeah, you were heading for a light pole when you first took off. Looks like Brian Haybail-Waller's got a bail. So thank you for joining us, Brian. Appreciate you. See you, Brian. Did he already leave? Yeah, he's gone. Brian already bailed. Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Like, I'm out of here. Goodbye.
It is 8:19. Neal, how long are you able to chat with us tonight? I totally forgot about asking how long you could chat.
Yeah, I got about another hour and a half before I got to go to work.
Oh, well, we're not going to talk that long, so you're perfectly good. I was thinking about maybe 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I work from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So
I did that very, very briefly when I was putting myself through college, and I'm glad I'm done with that.
Those days,
yeah. So since you got to go to work soon, we can let you go and we can kind of chill out on this. Maybe go ahead and close out here in another 10 minutes so we can wind down. Is there any questions for Neal from the chat or from the panel?
Yeah, one more question is because competition is really good, and that's what helps drive prices down and gets the juices flowing for creativity. Is there any other company that's doing what OpenPPG is doing now?
There are several in Europe, but their price range is 10,000 to 13,000.
Wow.
Wow.
So their open PPG is pretty far under their price range.
And
Definitely.
Neil, that's a American company.
That's American
yes?
dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
They seem to be the early Tesla paramotors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the future. I mean, everything's going that way, cars, etc. And apart from being out in the wilderness and having the capability of recharging, what sort of generator would you need?
It's a 1200 watt charger. So it'll plug in.
1200.
Yeah, it'll plug into a 110 volt outlet.
Yep. I'm just thinking like out in the wilderness, you'd need a generator to charge to charge everything up. So it doesn't need that big a battery generator.
Are you talking about like going to a fly-in and then having to, charge
Yeah.
up batteries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, you could hook 4 300 watt solar panels up and charge it off solar panels.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be.
So Mark McElroy from ParaLifePPG.com asked, why did you go electric instead of gas? What were your reasonings, Neal?
Mine, one is I belong to a paramotor group around here, and there's been several people that they've having problems with their exhaust. They're out of flying for exhaust. One guy burned his paraglider on the exhaust. The carburetor, several people has been not able to fly because of their carburetor. The 100-hour maintenance. Like I said, I have several weed eaters that I get a year from, and then I can't keep them running, or they'll run 15 minutes and die. So I went to, my car's partially electric. I have a plug-in hybrid. I went battery powered on the weed eaters now, battery powered on the chainsaws, and they're doing really well.
Have a battery powered lawnmower and a battery powered chainsaw and battery powered weed eaters.
Yeah, so as soon as the zero turn riding lawnmowers come down in price, Ego has one, but it's $5,000.
Yeah.
I'll probably change the zero turn to a battery powered.
I think you make a good point there, Neal. This and Hay Bale, Brian said it earlier. There's just so many things that can either fall off of a motor, your exhaust, nuts, bolts, this and that, where there's really nothing on your machine that's going to fly off.
Yeah.
No, it's the battery goes into electronic speed controller to the motor.
Yep.
And
nothing moves but the prop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the vibration is a lot less, I've noticed, even from my memory of the Blackhawk. And yeah, every time I think about a two-stroke motor, I think about all those little bolts and nuts that are vibrating all the time and keeping them from coming off.
The other thing is I don't have to mix gas or get special oil.
Yeah.
A lot of people around here fly with 100 low lead, where you have to buy it at the airport. So
$5 a liter.
Yeah, it's $4.69 for a gallon of aviation fuel.
So $2 a liter, yeah.
So the electricity is a lot cheaper and a lot more convenient. I just plug it into my wall.
Yeah.
You guys want to do a screenshot real quick?
Absolutely. We got a
Sit back
big,
and smile.
big shot. Lots of people.
Everybody say,
Yay,
everybody say
my
North
favorite
Carolina.
part.
First in flight.
Hey,
North Carolina, first in flight.
Wait, I gotta do my makeup. I have to do my makeup. Hold on. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank
is there a
you.
countdown?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cheeseburgers. Paramotor.
Perfect.
Go.
Electric.
It's electric. Boogie, woogie, 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 right?
It's electric.
Oh, did you get it already?
Yeah.
You're a half hour late, Linda.
Story of my life.
And JP has to go too, right, JP?
I do.
Thanks,
It's always a pleasure, guys. Can't
Yeah.
wait to see you next week.
Cheers, Mr.
Absolutely.
TikTok.
We'll see you, JP.
I'm gonna go fly.
Yeah, the
TikTok.
He's a TikTok dancer. He's a TikTok king. He's all of that. But we don't want to tell him
Absolutely.
that too much because then his head gets big and then you can't, you won't be able to talk to him anymore, Sean. Get on the show and he'll be like, yeah. What's up?
He won't fit on the screen anymore.
I know, exactly.
Need a
I-
bigger TV.
If you become a member of my channel, you get the shout out. So let me go ahead and shout out a couple people. Todd Mead is a member of the channel. So shout out to you, Todd Mead. Kent Stamey is also a member. We appreciate your brother. And also Brian Waller. They have access to things that nobody else gets to. And it only starts at $2.99 a month, which is a lot less than what people have donated here on the chat. On the super chat. So just $2.99 a month, you get access to all my videos before the ads get put on, and you can watch them before anybody else gets to watch them. Woohoo!
Wow.
I know, right? Hey, it's something neat. Oh, that's all I can say. We are at 8:27 p.m. Neal, was there anything else that you wanted to add that we did not talk about as far as your paramotor yet?
Not really. I'm going to be experimenting with it quite a bit this upcoming month. I'm going to be answering most of the questions that you guys asked. Hopefully I'll get it up in flight. That's that. Not really much to add.
When are you going to be doing your training, you said, so you can get up there and start flying?
I haven't got with Brian because my schedule may be changing dramatically here Wednesday. We go through a 2-week bid cycle on jobs, and hopefully I'm changing off third shift, getting weekends again here this week. So I've been kind of waiting on that. I mean, third shift really messes with your sleep cycle.
Yeah.
Yep. It sounds
I
awful.
had a friend from high school was an aviation mechanic and worked graveyards half of his life.
And Tuesday and Wednesday as your weekend also
Yeah, it was shifts and
is an inconvenience.
terrible.
Yeah, Neil, I hope you get in the air soon. It'd be very interesting to see a bit more of what's it called? SP140?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great unit, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it for a long time.
It'd be a great way to
I hope you do too.
be a great way to kickstart your YouTube channel, Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to work on that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we'll have to have something like PPG Electric or something.com.
Yeah.
Have to come up with something really cool. Any questions for Neal from the panel or any questions from the chat?
Not that I've seen in there right now.
All right. How about we go ahead and kill the live stream and just chat for a little bit on after party, after show. I dropped the Zoom ID and passcode in the chat. So just go ahead and jump on and you go to a waiting room just for a second until I click you guys back in because of that fun thing that we had, a couple of podcasts ago. So we got to lock down everything. So was there any other questions that you guys wanted to ask or anything like that, panel? Anything that you wanted to say, talk about? chat about.
Covered a lot, John.
We sure did. We sure did. So don't forget tomorrow, guys. Never Trust the Skinny Chef Shane has a show, and you can go to his channel at ppgshane.com. It's a good hangout, so make sure you go there and check him out. Go over and check out Will Fly's shenanigans at willflyppg.com. Walter, he's an honorary ppgwalter.com. You can check out his stuff. Linda Anderson at paramomusa.com. And Greg, I don't know your stuff real quick.
My stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, your social media. Do you have any?
I have a YouTube channel. I guess you just look up Greg Jensen or try and find Paramotor in Gibsons, as in Gibsons, BC. And you'll find it. And my Instagram is GREJEN711.
I don't think I'll remember that, but
no, probably not. The first, yeah. Anyway, that's fine. I'm not really.
Well, appreciate
really pressing my social media at all just yet. It's been fun talking with you, and
appreciate you jumping on and telling us about that X4. I appreciate it, and of course, the man of the hour, Neal Zeman, that let me borrow and put together, did a video all on his machine. And I appreciate you, trusting me enough to take it up in the air. And I want to take it up again. So whenever you get the chance, Neal, let me know. If you want to get up with Neal, make sure you go to paramotorguest.com and you'll be forwarded over to his channel and his Facebook, so you can talk with him if you want to more about this SP140. You guys, really appreciate you jumping on. If you want to jump on the after show, the link is in the chat. Just jump on. We'll chat for a little bit.
Go fly. I'm going to go fly.
And Greg's going to go fly. And this is not going to be a long thing tonight, but we definitely appreciate everybody. Make sure you go over to ClearPropTV.com, fill out that form, let us know that you want some free stickers, and we'll send you some free stickers out to you for absolutely free. So thank you very much, guys and gals. We're going to head on out. Anybody want to say anything before we head on out?
I want to congratulate Kite Dude. I actually haven't. Have you seen Kite Dude in the chat? He ordered an SP140 and it's on its way to Australia.
Woo!
Oh.
Awesome. Kite Dude. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
What's his name? I just want to point out. I just want to point out, still hasn't got her kangaroo yet, so I'm blaming somebody.
Ooh.
I just want to point out too, Walter, I've never got my kangaroo in the mail, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
You're the kangaroo house now.
You got yours.
You are in the kangaroo house. We are like in deep cuckoo right now. I'm just saying.
No, I can get some more for you, Sean, if you want. I'll send one to your wife, not you.
Oh.
Oh. Oh well, if you want a mascot, I can give you one so you can have a mascot with you in flight.
Well, I'll use my wife's mascot. Matter of fact, I'll put the koala right back here in the corner here when we do the podcast, and it'll be at honorary ppgwalter.com.
Sean, I want to send you some money for that freight. So let me know what it is, and I want to contribute towards it because that big piece is going to cost a bit.
We'll probably put it all together and go down to the post office tomorrow and check out the prices. So I got your information. I'll get up with you tomorrow.
Yeah, next week's show I'll have some money, so I'll put it in.
Okay.
There you go then.
Okay.
All right. He's going to put in $2.99 and become a member.
Is that all you want?
That's all I want. It's just $2.99. Become a member. That's it.
I thought I saw $3.99 here in Australia, so
I don't know what it is upside down over there. I have no idea. All right, guys, I'm going to kill the live stream. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you go to clearproptv.com. Check us out every Monday. Over to ppgshane.com. Check out Shane's and paramotorgirl.com on Wednesday night show. Y'all have a great evening. And Linda Anderson has one more thing for a Thursday night show. What was that?
Paraglidingtalk.com.
All right.
Awesome host, Robert Michaels. And I'm the paramom of Robert Michaels. So
Did
y'all
you,
step
did
on
you say paraglidingtalk.com?
.com. I did, Walter.
Jade
You
showed
know
me
it. You
Wednesday.
know it, baby. You know it.
Yeah.
You know where
Thanks,
to hang
Greg.
on Thursday night. That's right.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you, Neil, for the information. That was a good show.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
And the Wednesday night
You're
show.
very welcome.
Oh, and Wednesday, my favorite girl. That's right.
Yeah, I guess Jade and Eric
Girl.
are still landing and putting together their stuff and they're not able to jump on the show. It's all right. It's all good. I'd rather be flying if I could.
Night.
I don't blame you guys.
Shaney, tomorrow night, Tuesday night with hanging out with the Shaney.
Yeah, Shane, what's going on?
Well, Tuesday night we're gonna have a hangout. We're gonna pretty much be it's just like sitting around a campfire and just shooting BS and having a good time. And then don't forget Wednesday, girls just want to have fun. It's an all-girl podcast, whatever it is. Somehow I've asked my wife a million times to be part of my show, and she said no, but Jade asked her. So you can see my wife and Jade Wednesday nights. What is it? 7 o'clock Central Time. Is it 7 o'clock Central Time?
Central, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, 7 o'clock Central, and you can find her at paramotorgirl.com when she goes live. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that bell notification.
Yes.
Neal, any words of wisdom before we leave, Neal?
None right now.
Greg, anything? Any words of wisdom?
Thank you.
Wish everybody some smooth air.
There you go. Walter, anything before we go?
No, not really. I've enjoyed the show. You always put out good information, your vlogs, Sean. And yeah, keep it up. Keep
Awesome
going.
host.
Appreciate it, sir. Anything, Linda, before we go?
Huh? What?
Anything, Linda, before we go? Any words
I
of
always
wisdom?
have, I'm always have something, I love my Monday nights, you guys rock it. And on Mondays, you guys you're my family. I'm going to tell you, you're my family. And we got our chatters, and they all jump on, and our followers and all that. And I appreciate every one of you. I just want to tell you. Yeah.
Especially when you could be flying instead of being on the show. I totally understand. Will Fly, any words of wisdom before we head on out?
Fly it if you got it.
Fly if you got it.
Woo, baby, woo!
I'll charge up. I'm gone.
Yeah, well, go
Good
fly,
night,
Greg.
everybody.
Thanks,
Go
man.
Greg. Cheers.
All right, cutting live stream, but we're still going to hang out here. I put the ID and passcode into the super chat.